Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the series on solving problems in relationships. And today is our 279th session of Empowering Morning Conversations. So, very, very warm welcome to you, Abhinav, Kunen, Neeti, Rama, Vitrivel, everyone. So nice to see you. And I can see that, and I'm very happy that some of you are fully recovered and some of you are still recovering and you're still there. Now, that's a very big compliment to us that you choose to be with us every morning. Isn't that wonderful? So, for the benefit of people who are watching us live on Facebook and other platforms and who are watching us for the first time, those who don't know what we are doing, welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. So these are the conversations that we have. And the purpose of these conversations is that we get to have all of life that comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life. So when we stop judging life, you may discover that all of life can be coming to me with ease, joy, and glory. How does it get better than that? Isn't that something we would all like to have? That all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory? Unfortunately, our default mode doesn't allow us to do that. It always put blocks in the way of receiving. So in our default mode, what I also call as the survival mode, this is the mode in which we are reacting and resisting all the time. Why? Because we are judging all the time. So anything that looks threatening, we react to it. Anything that looks like we don't like it, we resist that. And so we spend a whole lot of life wasting our energy in resisting and reacting. And when you come for empowering morning sessions, we are shifting us every day because life is attacking us every day, you see. We're getting bombarded by the negativity of life without fail every day. So here we work without fail to be able to create our life rather than just live a life of survival. We are here to dissipate all negativity that we pick up from others and from circumstances, So instead of being in a negative state, we are in a state of possibility. There is no negative. There is only possibility. And I say every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of myself. Every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of myself. Then for us to become possibility seekers rather than complainers. So you will check and see that how much of your time in the default mode you spend in complaining silently or otherwise. So every time your brain says, this should not be happening to me, what is that? Why is this happening to me? What is that? When we deal with all this negativity, it allows us to have more focus and energy in life. Isn't that wonderful? So let's become energetic. Good morning. Let's get some energy into our system. Now we are in a very, very interesting topic, as you know. We are talking about relationships and we are solving problems in relationships and we are going about it in a very step-by-step manner. And let me give you a very quick recap of what's happened so far. We looked at what do we really want in our relationships. And I want you to remember that what we really want, everybody wants that, is that we want to support each other. We want to empower each other. We want to make each other stronger. Isn't that what we want? And it's very useful in every interaction. Keep this in the back of the mind, The purpose of the relationship itself. I mean, why have a relationship? Because you want this. Otherwise, why have a relationship? I mean, did you get into a relationship to be doing bickering for the rest of your life? When we were children, we used to hear about these fairy tales, the fairy tales used to say the prince met the princess, they fell in love, and they lived happily ever after. So all the married men here, most of you will say they battled merrily ever after. Yeah, they battled miserably ever after, some will say. So is the purpose of having a relationship to be battling all the time? That who's right and who's wrong and who's going to win the argument and whose will shall prevail, who will be dominating in this relationship. I mean, what, ridiculous. That's not the purpose for which we got together, man. Whether it's an official one or it's a personal one, it is to support each other, empower each other, make each other stronger. Okay? And the wonderful relationship that we hope for, where the affinity is very high, where you feel so close, you feel so warm and so fuzzy. You remember once upon a time we used to feel like that? Some of the elder people, they even forgot what it feels like to feel like that. There was a time when we fell in love. I don't know why they say fell in love. Everything rises in love. You know that? Blood pressure rises, heartbeat rises, other things are also rising, but we'll say fell in love. And that time it was so wonderful, Even the bad breath was like scent coming out of the mouth. Even the perspiration was so attractive, They show in the movies. After some time, what happened? Get away from me. Poda. So what are the great elements that we must have? What is that something in the relationship which was there and we lost it? What was there was honor. Have you noticed that when you were in love, you liked everything about that person? Everything you liked. The same things now you may be finding irritating, but that time you liked everything. So you are honoring, you are trusting unconditionally. We are willing to leave the whole life for them, right? That much trust is there. They're going to be with us forever. Wow. Do lots of kadal. Truckloads of kadal was available that time. Now where it is there? Kadal has become badal. Allowance, that is acceptance without judgment and a point of view. Gratitude. These things can exist only if there is no judgment. And you know what? Without vulnerability, you can never have it. Without dropping your defense mechanism, you can never have a great relationship. And we've got this big word that we learned somewhere called love. Love is not one of those elements, Love is the biggest fraud that we play on ourselves. So actually, what do we want in a great relationship? We want to support each other. We want to empower each other. We want to make each other stronger. And we want these 5 elements to be there in our relationship. This is the purpose. Now, when there is a problem in a relationship, what has happened? Now, whenever there is a problem in a relationship, one of these things is missing. Maybe all these things are missing. Support is missing. Making each other more powerful is missing. So if you want to solve a problem in a relationship, I've been telling everybody, those who were there yesterday and day before yesterday and the day before that we need to do certain work with our own selves, mentally, physically, and emotionally, even before we go into a discussion with the person. Because when we get into a discussion with that person, we have to take the right action so that we produce the right result. So what is the right result that you want? See, when you're having a problem in the relationship, now there's only one right result you're wanting. They should stop fighting with me. They should start respecting me. They should not behave like this with me, blah, blah, blah. Correct? But actually, what is the right result you want? The right result you want is that we should start supporting each other. We should start empowering each other. We should start working to make each other feel stronger, not trying to make the other person weak. We've got to start working to restore honor in that relationship, to restore trust in that relationship. So there is stuff that we'll have to do before we have a conversation. Because if you don't do that, the conversation is not going to yield the results that you want. Clear, everybody? So yesterday I had asked you guys to do an assignment and come prepared. Yeah. So do you remember what that assignment was? We looked at all these things before. Yeah. So what was the assignment? I'm sure that Kunan will remember what the assignment was, which I gave yesterday. Kunan Saab, do you remember what the assignment was?
Yeah, assignment was, sir, in any relationship, if we have to resolve what exactly we are going to communicate, what will we speak, what will we listen, and then how we'll address.
Yeah, two things. First, we were talking about what kind of speaking and listening will be required. Yeah. What is the kind of speaking and listening will be required? And what is the second part of it? Petri?
How to start a conversation, what we will say.
Exactly. How would you start the conversation with them? Okay. So any of you figured out how you're going to start it? I mean, suppose you've got some problem with me in a relationship and you want to sort it out. How would you start the conversation with me? Well, that's the most tricky part, you see. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what
How
I will
would you
do,
initiate that?
Willingness to accept another person's point of view without changing it, sir.
No, that is what is there in your head.
Yeah.
How are you going to start the conversation? Yes, Kunen.
yeah, what I'll do, sir, first of all, I'll drop all my defense. I'll become vulnerable, and I'll approach the person that because of some of my behavior, if you are not happy, I'm willing to resolve whatsoever relationship we do have with us. So can we discuss? Can we talk to each other so that if something is there between us, we can resolve together. So that way I'll start the conversation.
Okay, that might be a good way to start a conversation. Anybody else? Any other way you can think of? Yes, Abhinav?
Yeah, so first of all, I will actually look at myself that if I'm not, whether I'm making the, I will first of all make it clear in my mind that it is my issue and it's not an issue with the other person. Because I've seen even after doing, Landmark Forum, what I used to do was that I used to hold the other person responsible and then start a conversation, trying to resolve it. And then later on, I realized that I have to take 100% responsibility. That it is my issue. It's and not even if I'm upset with somebody, and not blaming that person. And then once I'm clear about that, then starting a conversation.
Yeah, okay. But my question is, that's fine. That's what you'll do before you start the conversation, right?
Yes.
How do you initiate the conversation? That's a very tricky part,
So you can
because
say,
if
I'm
you
sorry.
don't start it.
No, I would say, I'm sorry that we've had this difference for years and I want to solve it. And then you start.
Okay, that is one of the things you could say. Very well. I want you to think now, guys, listen, when you are talking to me today, let's not have a general talk, okay?
Okay.
You pick somebody in your mind with whom you actually have a issue in a relationship and start thinking, how would I initiate my conversation with that person? So one of the methods you have said, Hasina ji, that's correct. Still, you were saying something?
Yes, sir.
Hasina ji, there's too much noise.
I will start this way. Sometimes it goes in a very humorous sense, but still it works well, very well for me. I'll start a conversation saying that I want to tell you something important. Tell you what is that important. The important thing is you are so important to me. Then I will start saying that I have some, I sense some communication or energy flow in us. I may be wrong. Can we discuss about that?
Okay. Sounds good to me. Anybody else? See, the whole purpose of my asking you is that you are thinking about an actual situation that you are having and how would you actually start that conversation? Yes, Neeti. Go ahead, Neeti.
Yes, sir. Sir, I've been watching the sessions I missed, and what I realized was in one of the relationships, I have a major problem is because I have a fall trauma for 30 years in me. And he also is prone to a lot of fall and injury. So that trauma of mine comes whenever I am addressing his safety walking measures. So my trauma takes over and I am like taking away his independence in many ways. And in many ways, I am just trying to make sure that he does not have that kind of an injury. So I think the first thing is my addressing to my own self that I have my trauma and I have to keep that aside when I'm addressing with him, and also make him aware that I come with this trauma in me when I am talking to you on this topic. That, a self-confession to myself and to the other person is coming to me as the foremost step.
Yeah, it might come in at some point. But my question is very fundamental. How would you start that conversation? You see, some of these people, you talk to them every day. Correct? But now you want to have a discussion to resolve something which is specifically there. Now, if you remember, what we want in a relationship is that we should support each other. We should empower each other. We should make each other stronger. That's what we want, right? We want to restore honor, trust, allowance, gratitude, vulnerability. In fact, in order to start the conversation itself, you'll have to make yourself vulnerable. Okay?
Yes.
So when you said that I'm going to be there with that trauma thing in my mind, see, whenever you think about the trauma, are you being vulnerable? No.
I till now did not realize how much that trauma takes over my conversation when I am talking about the fall.
So what do you do? What do you do when the trauma takes over? When you say trauma takes over means what? It makes you behave in a way that you don't want to?
Yes.
Okay. So now look, trauma means I got hurt, I got injured, I got frightened, blah, 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 whatever. So to counter that, you start behaving in a certain fashion, right? That is a sign that you're not being vulnerable.
Okay.
But you want to show strong when actually you're not feeling strong, right?
Yeah.
You want to be showing that you're very bold whereas you're not feeling bold. I don't know, I'm just saying. And only you know what the thing is.
This thing is, no, you're right. I did not think of it as to what I am trying to show with that. But
otherwise, how would it matter? You tell me whether you have a trauma or you don't have a trauma. Why would it interfere? Only because of this, no?
Yeah, because then I get overprotected and I'm taking away the other person's independence. In a way, yes. I am taking away the other person's independence by being overprotected.
Because of the way you feel about your own past issue.
Yes, because it was a long drawn, what it was. So it was a
Right, right.
long-drawn treatment, yes.
Okay.
So it's only when I saw these, I've not seen yesterday's session, but the previous two I saw, and that is what I realized that, I still carry that trauma, which I thought I had got over.
Okay. Now, for a moment, if you look at what you want in that relationship, for a moment, because see, this is what happens. If you get into a conversation and you forget the purpose of the conversation, then there is a problem. So what is the purpose? There is a problem, correct? Why would you call it a problem? Because something is missing now because of the problem. We'll not go into the problem. We'll go into because of the problem, what has gone missing, right? Supporting each other has gone missing, maybe. Empowering each other has gone missing, maybe.
Empowering.
Making each other stronger has gone missing, right? Maybe honor has gone missing. Maybe trust has gone missing. Definitely, you'll find that affinity is not there anymore. The closeness which you want. So you want to have the conversation to address what has gone missing in that relationship, isn't it? Now, you want to have a conversation to restore the, so are you supporting or not supporting?
The idea is to support.
You are supporting already, are you not?
Yes.
So is the other person supporting you to support them?
No.
So that may be that you're not getting the support that you seek, right? Are you empowering someone?
No.
Yeah, because you feel that you're overprotective.
Yes.
When you're overprotective, you cannot empower.
Yeah.
Because you want to do things for them and, rather than letting it be done by themselves. Right? Are you making each other stronger?
No, not at all.
So now you know what is to be addressed?
Yes.
Now, why would you now allow your trauma or not trauma to come in the way? I have to support this person. Now, if you have to ask for support, that's where the problem is.
Yes.
Right? Suppose you're not asking for support. Why would you not be asking for support?
I guess I don't know how to ask for support.
No, maybe, see, that's where I said before you get into the conversation, you'll have to clear up a lot of stuff in your own head. For example, I'm just guessing here, I don't know. There's no point asking for support because this guy doesn't know how to support. We might have a very strongly held point of view because of past and all that. This guy is not going to support.
That kind of a feeling also comes because each individual is a different personality type.
That's okay. All I'm saying is we need to deal with what is coming in our own way, which does not allow us to ask for the support that we need. Right? Life would be so simple, right? If I could just tell my person, let's not forget we are related with these people mostly, whether by job or by, relationship, like family or whatever. We are related, right? Yet we are hesitating to tell them, hello, I need your support. But that's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's what has to be resolved. That why am I hesitating to ask someone to support me? Because all I want is support so that I can support them. So that's a problem which you need to sort out first. And if you leave it behind, you may say, all right, 200 times in the past, I might have asked for support. They have not given it. Or they might have given something which they think is support. If you ask someone, they'll say, of course I've supported you. But aapko nahi lagta hai, because see, a lot of times people are, whatever they do, they think they're doing it for you. But it doesn't look like support to you. Like, see, I'll tell you a totally divergent example. That parents of this girl are after her life to get married. She doesn't want to get married. Correct? And she's telling her parents, why don't you support me? Parents will say, of course I'm supporting you. Why do you think I'm asking you to get married? Arey baba, tumhare ko support karne ke liye to bol rahe hain. But the girl doesn't see it as support, right? So that's where that willing to accept another person's point of view becomes important. So when you get into that conversation, being very clear, okay, are we supporting each other? In my opinion, I am supporting you. Do you think you're supporting me? They may say something, then you'll say, okay, that does not look like support to me. Then you can have an open dialogue. When you are not getting into personalities, you are getting into, look, this is what you want, this is what I want, and all that will follow. Important thing is,
it gets resolved.
And important thing is how you're going to start it.
Okay.
You see, the bigger challenge is with the people whom you are already with, you know. So let us say you have not talked to someone for 4 years. And then you say, hello, we have not talked for 4 years. I want to have a talk with you. That's easier. Isn't it?
Yes.
So that's why I say you look at the individual, whichever one you want to talk to, how are you going to initiate it? Because let's not forget, keep in mind, there is a problem in the relationship. So they're not exactly, doing bhangra and waiting for you to come with garlands, ki bhai aao, mujhse baat karo. They are not going to be doing that. So how do you get them to start talking? Arey Baba, with one of the people whom you know very well, who used to be very close to me, and then we had a falling out and all that. It took me 2 years to get him to agree to sit down and talk to me.
I know, I remember.
And I had to get the order from the court that the person sits and talks to me.
Yes.
He was not willing to talk to me only. So and when we started that conversation, how it was initiated was very interesting. And because it got initiated in a proper manner, I think the outcome was very nice. Otherwise, it could have been very nasty also. See, many times we have tried to approach people with whom we have had problems. Have you noticed it only becomes worse also?
Yes.
That's why we hesitate to approach them, no? Because the mind is saying, yeah, so many times I've tried, this fellow only starts fighting with me, or this lady only fights with me. So what is the use? See, let's not forget, there will be some history also. Anyway, Dr. Nandakumar wants to say something. We'll get back to you, Neeti.
Thank you.
So, good morning, sir. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you.
The point which I would like to speak, just now both of you spoke, sir. There is nothing new I am going to say.
Okay.
That is the first one thing which is coming into my mind. That is the managing stress quickly. That's what you told actually, in the mind getting stuck. So once we get into that understanding, then it's automatically comes to an alertness and which comes to the calmness.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the point actually very important for resolving. There is all differences between the two people.
Yeah. So that we are getting into right now. I'm only saying, how would you initiate a conversation with a person with whom you have a problem? Because most of the people would be hesitating how to start the talk with these people. I have a friend here for 1 year, he's hesitating to talk to his boss.
That's what 2 days before you told, where there is a problem, call the person, you call the person and sit along with them and start to speak with them.
That's what I'm saying. What would you speak when you start to speak? See, it depends on the person. So
yeah, depends on the person.
Yeah. So take one specific case, where you want to resolve a problem with some real person, not theoretical one, but a real one. Okay, how are you going to initiate the dialogue? Okay, because that is very, very, very critical. once the conversation starts, right? So here's what I will tell you. Whichever way you start it, you'll have to tell them why this relationship is important for both of you. See, the relationship is important for both parties, is it not? Otherwise, you would not be related at all. See, the person with whom you are having a problem, you are working with them for some time, or you're living with them for some time. They are a part of your family for some time. They are important for you. That's why you're talking to them, no? It is important for you that there should not be any ill feeling between the two of you.
Yes, sir.
It is important for you that we should not be feeling uncomfortable with each other. Right? And they also to realize in that conversation, are you happy? Like I might even say, look here, I'm not very happy about our problem that we are having. Are you happy that we are having this problem? At least I'm not happy. So I wanted to have a talk with you to resolve it and find out whatever it is that needs to be sorted out. Because all I want from you in this relationship is that we should support each other. We should empower each other. We should make each other stronger. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
And this is a good time if you want. That depends again on the person. You can tell them why the relationship is important by saying what you like about that person. What is it that you appreciate about the person? After all, you're getting something from that person in that relationship. I admire you for this, right? I am not happy that I did this. There are many things. It's always good to tell them, a lot of people think, Acha, why is the relationship important? What is it? What I'm doing for you? See, even in the job, the relationship is important. You can tell them why, I'm honored that you allowed me to work for you for so long. You gave me a chance and brought me to Dubai. Right? I'm honored to be a part of this team. Or I'm honored to be a part of this family. Whatever so you have to say the truth. Don't tell lies. In this conversation, you have to be open. You have to be transparent completely. We have to honestly acknowledge the other person. We have to honestly acknowledge the mistakes that we might have made also. Right? Never tell that person, you did like this, you did like that. No. If they want to say, they will say. And when you have appreciated them, when you made them understand why the relationship is important, so the reality is that it's important for both parties. Sometimes, we feel, though, it's only important for me. They are not showing that the relationship is important. Maybe they are not showing. But for them also, the relationship is important. That needs to be established. And in the same initial conversation, it has to be established that, look, I just want that we should support each other. I just want that we should empower each other. Don't you want that? I want that I should make you feel stronger. I don't want to make you feel weak. I want to make you feel strong. Right? I want to honor you. Or you may say, I already honor you. Maybe you don't know that. Now, it's very hard to say to someone, you have to honor me also. You can't say that. But you can say, I honor you. I have trusted you with my life for so many years. See, in some of the relationship, if you had not trusted them, would you have stayed with them for so long? You trusted them, right? And to a great degree, you may be in allowance of them as well. Even though you may be angry with them, you may be upset with them, but you're still with them. No? What does it go to show? That you will see, so far you've been accepting them. May not be in allowance of them, but you're certainly accepting them, isn't it? Yes, Kunan.
Yeah, just a quick one, sir. At this stage, what I have experienced, that my emotional baggage or my feeling about someone because of the history or the past memories doesn't let it go. And it doesn't allow to make me free. There's always the previous bad memories or bad experiences there. So even though I am vulnerable, it is still there. So how to really get rid of that?
That's what the topic is for today. Thank you for reminding me. But let's be with where I was. Where was I? What was the last thing you heard me speaking?
You honor and trust that person.
No, I'm asking him, Baba. Let him say.
Yeah. What you were telling, sir, that look into your relationship and where exactly you stand.
Yeah, so at some point you stop listening. Doesn't matter. I will repeat it for you. I was just trying to find out at which point you stopped listening so I can start from there again. Do you remember what point you stopped listening and you went into this thing, what you were sharing with me? It was useful what you shared, but at some point you stopped listening.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, can you pinpoint where was it that you stopped listening? What was the last thing you heard?
Oh, this is what it is, sir. Like, where exactly we stand in the relationship.
Yeah, so what we are saying is that when you're talking to that person, you are going to tell them, no. Okay, if you honor them, you'll tell them that you honor them. Yeah? Or if you feel that you've been judging them for something, you'll say, okay, look, I was wrong. Maybe I should have not been judging you. Right? You trust them, isn't it? I was saying that. After that, you didn't listen. I said you are with them in that relationship for so long. Why? Because you trust them, no? Choda nahi na apne unko. And why would you stay with someone for such a long time? I mean, in a job or whatever, if you didn't trust them. Now, allowance may be missing. Acceptance is there. You're accepting even with your past trauma and all, whatever you said, Kunen. You're not in allowance because of the past hurts and stuff like that, which is there. But you're accepting them still, na? Zindagi se chatak to nahi diya na apne unko. Zindagi mein rakha hua hai na, fir bhi. That is called acceptance. That even though they have caused you so much hurt and this and that, you're still with them. You're accepting them. Ke bhai apne hain, kya kare? But we are not in allowance as yet. So now we'll move on to the point which you raised. But before that, remember, if you want to resolve your differences, the only tool is communication. And I am talking to you about what kind of speaking you have to do and what kind of listening you have to do so that you can resolve the differences. Got it? Now, what kind of communication will resolve differences? That's what we are working on. So if you want to have communication for resolution, just remember this. Communication begins with the willingness to accept another person's point of view. Because remember, differences are only differences in point of view, nothing else. They have a point of view, you have a point of view. So your listening is in such a manner that you want to know what their point of view is. It's not about agreeing, it's not about disagreeing, it's not about doing what they say, it's not about not doing what they say. You just want to know what is the reality from which they are seeing things. If you want to resolve it with them. Okay? Now comes a very, very important part of the conversation, which is called 1 minute, 1 second. वो मेरे को ना अभी 10 मिनट के बाद अच्छी तरह गर्म करके होगा. Okay. Now, certain part of this completion has to be done even before you talk to them. Okay. Certain part of the completion may be done when you feel that they are ready to have that completion conversation with you. So what is completion? See, when you're carrying this past stuff, Kunan just said, na? You remember, Kunan, you said that we are carrying the stuff from the past, hurt, trauma, blah, blah, blah. Now that is left you in a state of incompletion. You are not complete in that relationship. You do not feel complete with that person. And if you don't feel complete with the other person, I bet they don't feel complete with you either. क्योंकि जो घाव हैं सिर्फ आपके नहीं होते हैं कभी भी. See, even the person who inflicts a घाव on you, he's got an incompletion. Because they know that they did that to you, na? So what is completion and how to do it? Now the incompletion, if you notice, what is incompletion? Something you wanted to say, you did not. Okay? By and large, it is that. You wanted to say to someone, you are the thing. How can you do this to me? Kabhi bole nahi. So that's an incompletion. So if you want to have completion, one question to ask to yourself, are you willing to drop all your judgments about the other person? Yes or no? If you are unwilling to do that, you cannot have a completion conversation. Now, why should you have completion? Why should you have a completion with the other person?
To have a relationship.
Exactly. To have a wonderful relationship restored to its pristine state again. So that you don't have to sing songs like Jaane kahan gaye wo din. कहते थे तेरी राह में नजरों को बिछाएंगे. चाहे कहीं भी तुम रहो, चाहेंगे तुमको उम्र भर, तुमको न भूल पाएंगे. वो स्टेट में आना है ना. So you have to drop all judgments. Acknowledge the importance of the relationship to yourself. Sometimes we forget how important it is to you. We are so busy complaining about them in our own mind that we forget that the relationship is very important for us. Stop blaming. Be willing to share your feelings. Be clear about the outcome and be committed. So when you have this conversation, what do you think you're supposed to? Yeah, go ahead. If you're saying something, please go ahead. Don't stop.
It was Sunaina Nagpalji. I think she has some connection problem.
No, so my question is how to drop the judgment.
By dropping it.
Yeah, that is what. How to drop. That is what is.
I'm holding this flask in my hand and I'm asking you how to drop it.
Yeah, that is okay, sir. That is the object which we hold externally. Dropping is very easy. But dropping the negatives within us is the most difficult things in this world. That's what I could say. It's a negative. We know that is negative, which is stopping us, which is breaking the relationship. That and all we know. But the dropping that negativity only is a very big question. This managing our negativity.
So my question, that's why I said, are you willing?
Yes, willing, 100% willing.
Drop your judgment.
100% willing to drop.
Then why are you not dropping?
That is what? That is managing others outside the object or outside people is very easy. But the whole world, I find it is most difficult thing is managing myself. That is what is the most difficult thing I see.
Madam, now you know you are a very experienced person, just like me. Okay?
Yeah.
So you're talking from experience. I appreciate that. Now, are you open and willing to drop judgment?
Yes, yes, true. Yes, yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes.
You tell me, what is a judgment?
The judgment is when a person, even maybe it my father, maybe it my mother or daughter, once if I saw that they are doing something not acceptable by me, or if I see that they are breaking my growth or stopping my growth, that is only there always in my mind.
That's okay.
That's what,
again, I'm asking you, what is the judgment?
Judgment is this person always stopping me or blocking me. That's what is.
That is your judgment, right?
Yes, yes.
This person is always blocking me.
Yes.
Now, this is written in stone somewhere?
No, no. That can be deleted, but written in mind is not getting deleted.
Who is saying that statement?
Myself.
You're always stopping me. Who is saying it?
Myself. I'm only saying. I'm only saying.
Who can you stop saying it?
Yeah, I stopped saying, but still it is there in my mind.
Yeah, that means you're not erasing it, no?
Yeah, how to erase is
you want to run a racket, you want to hold on to it.
No, no, no. I don't want to hold. I want to erase it. I want to erase it, but it is not getting erased. Even I do meditation, I do pranayama, everything I do.
Now, you trust me in this? Are you going to trust me in this conversation?
Yes, yes, I do.
Do you want to be right?
Yes.
You want to be right?
Yes.
You don't want to be wrong, what I'm saying. I'm saying you are wrong, that you can erase it. You want to be right by saying it cannot be erased.
Yeah.
See, you are only saying no in your head. It's like a loop, again and again you're saying, oh, they are not allowing me to do what I want. Oh, they are not allowing me to do what I want. You are only saying it.
Yes.
Okay. So all I'm saying is, if you are saying something, you can stop saying it also, no?
Correct.
And then you may find that something else will come in the mind. Today, only one thing you are seeing. Now, the person you are saying, they are not allowing me to do something. So is there something that they have allowed you to do in your life?
Many things. Yeah.
So how many things they have allowed you to do?
It's unlimited.
Now make a list, no?
Yeah.
They have allowed you to do, let us say, 1,000 things. I'm just making up some number. They are not allowing you to do one thing.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now you are saying they are not allowing me to do one thing. You can change it and say, no, that when I'm able to make them let me do whatever I want, why am I not enrolling them to let me do what I want? And I'm blaming them that they are not letting me do.
Okay, that is, I need to appreciate them, whatever they did good for me. Isn't it?
Yeah, if they're doing always good for you, why are they doing? See, remember, in a relationship, what do you want? You want to support them. You want them to support you. Okay? That's what you want.
Both are there. I want to support my father and my my children to support me. Both.
Yeah, that's okay. But right now you're talking about a judgment which you have about your father, correct?
Yes.
Now your father has supported you?
Not directly, but many indirectly supported.
Supporting. Now, is he supporting?
Yes, supporting. Yeah, indirectly, not directly.
Him?
Come again, sir. I couldn't hear.
Are you supporting him?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have some thought in your brain that, you know, you're judging him because he does not let me do what I want. Once in his life, he has not let you do what you want. Correct?
Yeah.
Why are you holding on to that so much in your brain? What happened? Why are you not willing to give that up? You're angry and you're hurt with him?
No, I don't hurt, but yeah, I feel hurt, but I don't hate him. I love him.
That's okay. I know that. We all love our parents. And my question is, you are hurt, right?
Yeah, hurt. Yes.
So that's the incompletion you have. That I'm hurt because my father stopped me from doing such and such thing. Correct?
Yes.
So are you willing to give up that hurt? When was that hurt caused? 20 years ago?
Yeah, so not even even 5 years ago.
So he said, so what happened actually? He said something, you felt hurt.
Yes, yes.
Right? So somebody said something. What exactly he said?
No, it is not, giving respect only to my younger brother, sister, but not to me. So something like that.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
not
is
following that leadership quality, leadership responsibility to me at home. That is the thing. So giving responsibility to my younger ones. That is my.
That is what you are thinking.
Yes, yes.
Did you ever talk with him on that?
Yeah, I talked and he told, okay, no, follow what they say. That's what he told.
Yeah, but because that's what. But see, he gave some assignment to your younger brother. He never gave that assignment to you. Something like that has taken place.
Yes, yes.
And your interpretation is what? That he does not respect me. He has not honored me.
Yeah.
He is giving importance to them only, not to me.
Yeah.
You are saying that.
Yes.
And that's making you upset.
Yes.
What he did is not making you upset. He did what he did.
Yes.
So what you're saying in your mind is making you upset, you see? Now, if you want to restore your relationship, maybe you can have a completion conversation with your father. But you have to drop the judgment first. Right? You can have a conversation, Father, at that time you had given that assignment to my brother. You never gave it to me. What happened? Then he will give you some reason and you have to listen to it, no?
Yes.
See, for example, like I've got 3 sons, right?
Yeah.
The elder son is a more creative person. Okay?
Yeah.
The second person is not only creative, but he's a very strong businessman. Okay? Now, once I told something to my second son and I never told to the elder son, and my elder son got upset about it. So when I had a conversation with him, I said, look here, Manav, when I want something creative, I will always give it to you because you are the creative person. And when I want something which has got to do with business, I will talk to your younger brother because he is more smart in business. So it is no disrespect to you. From my point of view, I'm respecting you equally. But he's giving his own interpretation and getting upset. Are you getting it? So when you have this completion conversation with your father, firstly, you drop your judgment. That means simply be open. Let me find out from my father that he did something. What was his reason for doing it? I'm making my own story about it and I'm getting so upset that he's not respecting me and this and that, right? Can I openly talk and find out what happened? He may not even remember what happened. That it's 5 years ago. He may say, oh, acha, I did like that. Oh, okay, sorry. See, but you are carrying it, no?
Correct.
So my point is, instead of just carrying in your mind, do something about it, have a conversation with that person, clear it up.
Okay.
After all, that person is very important for you. That person has done 1,000 things for you.
Correct.
One thing he has done and you are carrying that in your mind for so long.
That's true.
Are you willing to drop it now?
Yes, yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah, the word is called forgive him.
Okay.
You know the meaning of the word forgive?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. Forgive means, yeah.
Forgive is to drop all resentment.
Okay.
And you know what is resentment? Desire to punish.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that? So please give up the desire to punish your daddy.
Okay.
Either you punish him and that's the end of it. Prayashchitam, done, finished. Or you forgive him. That means give up the desire to punish him. By the way,
Yes.
in a completion conversation, this is what will happen. That you communicate with them, whatever you're carrying, and release it. You know, you can tell them, okay, look, so-and-so thing has happened, and I was very upset about it at that time. I'm willing to drop it. You know, my relationship with you is more important than what has happened. So I drop it now.
Yes.
Whatever has happened in the past because of that incident. KP, remember? You lost a lot of money, right? So in a completion conversation, you tell them this is what happened. I was upset. I'm no longer willing to be upset. My relationship is more important for you. Right? Yes. And if there is a chance of recovering that, together we'll find out some way to do that. But let us not be angry with each other. That's the end of the story. This is how we do. When you're willing to drop this stuff that we carry in our mind. Now, when you do this completion conversation, a certain type of listening is required from you. Because when you say whatever you say, they will react to that. Okay?
Yes, yes, true.
They may not say, okay, okay. You know, they may say, oh, how can you think like that? Blah, 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 blah. They'll say, so listen to them. Listen to them. When you do deep listening to them, you will find out that they are also feeling equally bad that they have hurt your feelings. They may be also feeling equally bad that you are disappointed and upset about it. You know, so deep listening is required. Listening to people without judging is required. Okay? Listening without trying to resist what they are trying to say to you. Now, a completion can happen in a conversation with them. Sometimes they are not there. Sometimes it is good that you should have the completion before you even talk to them. Because if you remember Kunan, what he was saying, that if I've got something going on in my brain about someone, how can I approach him? How can I talk to them? By having a completion before you go and talk to them. A lot of times we have done something wrong to the person, so we are really hesitating to go and talk to them. Have you noticed that? When we have done something wrong to the other person, we'll hesitate a lot before we go and talk to them. So I'm going to stop here now. Okay? So today's assignment is, what is it that you need to complete with that person with whom you've got a problem? And if you have any doubts on how to do that, we'll clear it up for you when we meet you next time. You need to practice a lot on this. Okay, any questions before we close? Hello. Vetri, put them in the right mood. We cannot leave them feeling so heavy. Oh.
Sure, sir. We will quickly do, because the moment we start talk about relationship, people are becoming, and that too, when we start to talk about problems in relationship, that's now, just to make it a little lighter, we will do laughter exercise. Before that, I want to take, Niti, can you help me here in the system? Or Kunenji, I want your help. I want everybody to smile 15 seconds, their possible beautiful smile. We are going to take photo for your kind information. We are going to announce 3 best smile prizes. When I say 1, 2, 3, and Kunenji, please take a photo. Sir, it's a judge, though he's smiling beautifully. You are not included, sir. Ready, beautiful people, smile beautifully. We are going to take photo. Kunenji, you can do better.
He's not in the mood today.
Photo taken. Taken? Okay, beautiful.
Not taken yet. Keep on smiling.
Okay, keep on smiling. Still competition is going on. Niti, you have to see this side. Yes. We should not see right side.
We are missing Uma, Man. Who else?
Ashokji, super business.
Priya is smiling with a mask. Is it okay to be in the competition?
Priya saying my mask is hidden behind my smile. Sorry, my smile is hidden behind my mask.
Yeah, still competition is on. You have to bring out the beautiful smile.
Open the mask for 30 seconds, no?
Photo not taken yet.
While smiling, you will make us to cry, correct? While smiling, I am crying.
It's taken now.
Yeah. With that, we'll do a 100% laughter session for 1 minute without stopping it. Ready?
1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, 1 minute. You have to laugh it out. 100%. Give your laughter. I am missing my friend Sagar.
He's there. He's here, the bottom of the screen.
While doing bungee jumping, he's saying, Sambo.
Hello, I'm stopping it here.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ivan.